Hey everyone, welcome back to Wrong Turn Wednesday. We're on week 5 this week, so that could only mean one thing. Wrong Turn 5 Bloodlines. Okay guys, so this movie was again a direct DVD sequel, released by 20th Century Fox and Summit Entertainment, released in 2012. Now this is actually the least amount of time between Wrong Turn movies. Usually up until the first one was 2003, then 2007, then 2009, 2011, and then this one was 2012. So this is the quickest between Wrong Turns that they've been made. And then again, it was another 2 years, it was 2014 that number 6 came out. So this is, and I find that quite interesting considering what I'm going to say about this film. But usually if they're that quick between the sequels are usually not that great. But in turn, this one, I actually enjoyed this one. I actually enjoyed Wrong Turn 5. And here's why. So it followed a group of, once again, teenagers who are going to the annual Mountain Man Festival, which is in the kind of countryside of West Virginia, where all the movies have been set so far. And there's been an annual festival every year to celebrate a big massacre. Fuck knows why they're celebrating a massacre, but they are, apparently. And so we see them on their journey, and halfway through they get a stop, and they get stopped by the police because of drugs and stuff. They end up in jail, essentially. But because only one person in the group had the drugs on them, he bargained with the sheriff, and the sheriff lets his friends go to the local motel. But during all this stuff, you find out that the mountain men from number 4 are again on the loose, and between the motel where half the group are to the jail where the sheriff are and all the other people are, the mountain men from the previous film pick them off one by one, leaving no one alive, essentially. So yeah, that's the plot. Sorry I spoiled the whole fucking film, but this is a prequel, so we all know that people are going to die in this one. I'll put a spoiler warning in the title, so don't worry. So yeah, this one, I was really shocked. To get the negatives out of the way first. First of all, this is a sequel to the prequel. How does that even make sense? The sequel to the prequel would be the original film. Like, what sense does that make? They shouldn't have made this one. Even though I like the setting of number 4, I wasn't the biggest fan of number 4. It's probably my least favourite so far in the series. No, it is my least favourite in the series. I've seen number 6. And it is my least favourite in the series. Anyway. But Wrong Turn 5, in my opinion, was actually one of the best sequels. I really enjoyed this film. Now, I have my complaints about it, which I'll get to. But first of all, here's the thing that I thought was very good. I think the characters were developed well enough for a kind of direct DVD sequel horror film, that the characters were done relatively well. And I liked the kind of I liked cheesy dialogue. I think it kind of brought back some of that 80s cheesy kind of fun horror to it. Sorry guys, I keep kicking the tripod. And essentially I really liked the movie. I thought it was really, really, really good for a direct-to-DVD sequel, and for this to be the 5th in the series and for it to be much better than 3 and 4, that's saying a lot. Then again, I would probably watch 3 a lot more than I would watch number 5, for the reason that number 5, I actually found it to be the darkest out of the whole series. Number 1 was very dark, and number 1 had a very good thing of making you feel dread throughout the film, and I think that's a very powerful thing in a horror film. I know that Eli Roth's films are very good at making you do that, like feel dread throughout the whole thing, and that's what number 1 of the Wrong Turn movies did. And even number 2, which I love number 2, Number 2 was very all over the place, but in a good way. It was very messy, very gritty, very... Like, it kind of had a Texas Chainsaw Massacre feel. Number 3 was just piece of shit. It was fun, but it was a piece of shit. Number 4 could have been potentially good. The setting and the atmosphere were brilliant. The kills were pretty good. The characters and the acting were fucking shocking in number 4, and I did not like it for that. In this one, again, we're back to the actors taking the film relatively more seriously. I've got to admit that the second half of the film, the kind of actors that were left, took the film relatively seriously, and I like that. Even if you're in a direct to DVD horror film, you need to take it somewhat seriously to get the film across to people, and that's what they done. I think that they done a very successful job with this film. I really enjoyed it. The kills, oh my god, this was probably one of the goriest in the series as well. Now, I'm not like the biggest fan of gore. I would prefer the kind of Halloween Black Christmas thing where it's more or less the imagination, but I think in a movie like this, especially 5 movies in, it's about the gore. It's, you know, it's very much about the gore and about the inventive kills. And I've seen that a couple of people on Facebook, and they agreed, you know, like this far into a series or any horror series, it should be more about the deaths. And that is what bothered me about this film, is that I felt like the characters, in my opinion, were good enough that I actually felt it, well, at least for a couple of them anyway, I actually felt something for them when they got killed. Things like that. Whereas number 4, I didn't care for any of them. Maybe one, but you can check out my review of number 4 for that. But you know, other than that, I was just like, no, I don't care. And number 4, I mean, in number 4, I didn't care about the characters. In this one, I felt something for the characters. Because I feel like, especially with things like, you could tell that they were a good, close group of friends. And, you know, so for that reason, I just was like, you know, I like this film. I like the characters. And I'm probably going to get a lot of hate, because I know from the other reviews that I've seen, a lot of people didn't like this one and liked number 4, but I'm the opposite. I didn't like number 4, although, like I said, there are things that I liked about it. Number 5 for me was a very solid sequel, and I would actually rather have seen this one as number 4 than what number 4 was. But anyway, so this was the last in the original story of Wrong Turn. Number 6 takes a slightly different direction, although it's still based around mountain men, things like that. It has a different kind of story arc to it, I suppose. It takes on a kind of Texas Chainsaw 3D sort of storyline, and I'll get to that next week. So guys, this is my very ranty video on Wrong Turn 5. At the end of the day, I liked this one. It wasn't perfect. It was in no way the perfect horror film. This is the only one I don't own. But I think if I'd seen it, I would probably pick it up. I do really enjoy it. It's not one that I would watch again anytime soon, only if I was doing this again where I was watching the entire series of Wrong Turn again. I might actually do that in like a couple of years' time, or even next year. I might watch them all and do it in one video to see if my opinions of the films have changed. That might be quite a good idea. But for now, I really enjoyed this one. But like I said, it's one that I'm least likely to watch again, because I found it to be really, really dark. Like, I was really surprised at how dark and fucked up this film was. And I think that goes to show you why I like it. I get really affected by dark films, really. I like the sort of films that have, you know, kind of light, you know, like light comedy and kind of dark satirical comedy in it. I like that. So when there's a film that is, sorry guys, my hair is a fucking disgrace. When you get really, really dark films, I kind of get affected by that. Like, I hate that feeling of dread. You know what I mean. So this film affected me quite a lot. I'm like, and the ending of this film, I was like, oh my god, just no. You know what? I've already told you guys that no one lives. This is apparently a prequel. Apparently, the timelines do not add up. But anyway. So, in this one, there's no survivors. at least you don't think so, because the girl at the end has had her eyes cut out, which is fucking, oh my, see, when I seen that, coming from someone with eye problems, oh my god, that was horrendous, my god. So seeing that that horrified me. That was like fucking hell. Too close to home that was. Actually there was two kills in this one that really affected me. There was one where the mountain men were like hitting this guy's legs with hammers, and oh my god. Oh, coming from someone that has had leg issues, oh my god, that was, oh, it was too much for me. Too much. Again, even though I say that I didn't like this because it affected me, that actually makes me like the film more, because I think a good horror film should affect you and should kind of get to you, and that's the kind of horror aspect to it. So all that combined, I'm going to give this movie out of 10, 6.5. I did really enjoy it. Again, it's really dark. If you are looking for a really, really dark film, this is good. And I think, you know, I think this is a movie you can probably go into it without knowing anything about the series, to be honest. So, you know, it doesn't really connect to the others in any way. I don't even think it has one mention of number 4 in it, but apart from that, there's not really anything big and major that's gonna spoil any of the other movies. So anyway guys, that's the end of Wrong Turn 5. I'll be back next week with Wrong Turn 6. Hope you're all having a fantastic October and enjoying a lot of all the horror films. Have a few more horror films hopefully coming up for you guys. Anyway guys, that's me signing out now. Remember guys, and be positive, be kind to people, and most of all, smile every day.